Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Suburban Homesteader Wyoming. This is Sandy, and it is Friday night, so it's late night with Nana. And there's lots of people in the chat already. We've been talking back and forth. Shauna's in, Teresa's in. Let me scoot down. Jeannie's in. Let's get cooking with Brandy. Hey, Brandy, how are you tonight? And the Vineyard Chicks are in. Happy 4th, everyone. Yes, it is a long weekend. And happy 4th of July to everybody. It's always fun to have a long weekend. I remember when it was regular working and it was like, woohoo, long weekend. So many things to do. Girls, how are you? I hope you guys have big plans for the 4th of July. I don't know if you guys can light off fireworks. Some places in the United States you can, and some places you can't. You know, so it just really depends on where you live, if you can have fireworks or not. Blazing Spirituality, hello, young lady. How are you? Craig, how are you? And Craig, I marked it, so I'm saving a jam and a jelly for you. And so thanks for that. And Carol is in here. Hello, Carol. Rebecca is here. Southern Roots with Sherry. Oh, I missed Hedgehog Homestead. Hello. And John is in here from Unpaved Explorer. That's just awesome. So many good friends in here tonight. I will bring cherries too, because I have that on my little note over here that she wants one, but she hasn't told me a jam or a jelly yet. So she has to, I sent her a message so that I would find out. This week, what we're talking about is this week I made strawberry rhubarb jam and jelly. And Doug is in here. Hello, young man. How are you? And you might say, well, if you're making jam, why would you make jelly? But my brother loves strawberry rhubarb, but he doesn't like the texture of the jam. And so I just use my steam juicer and I make the jelly instead for him. Blazing Spirituality says, we can't, but the neighborhood looks and sounds like a war zone every 4th of July and December 31st. That's the way it is a lot of times. You know, you're not supposed to light firecrackers, but like we can sit out our front or on the side deck or the back and you see fireworks everywhere. They don't do anything about it. Which is totally okay with me. But as a special note, because we're talking about that, I do not have a Monday Night Live because Joe and I are going to the fireworks out at the Camplex, which is like a civic center. And it's always spectacular and it'll be fun. And I don't have my lives usually till 8 o'clock, but we have to be there so we can find a place to park. And so we just... we're not doing it live. It's just the way it is. So if you see people like Doug at His Way Homestead, he has that little S after his name. That means he is a member. And the Vineyard Chicks are in here, and they are also members. And let me find my other members that are in here. Teresa. I think maybe I got everybody that's actually a member. So that is awesome. Only 99 cents a month. So that's always nice. We are in raspberry jam mode starting the past 2 days. My raspberries are behind. Usually at this time of the year, I am just packed with raspberries. But they were slower to start out. They're just starting to flower right now, which is weird. But there's other things like my clematis is usually in full bloom right now, but it's not. It just has little tiny buds right now. I mean, it's lots of vines, but that's just the way it is. And that's okay. That, you know, that is right. You can become a member, only 99 cents a month. Yes, indeed. In fact, let me go like this and it will pop it up. And Tony is in here. Hey, Tony, how are you? No, we just started. You're not really late. No. Doug is asking if I got my 22 hours. In my other channel, Fuse Glass Artwork, I only needed 22 more hours until I was at the 4,000. But it won't update till tomorrow. So I hope I did. Otherwise, maybe sometime this weekend it will. But it's very exciting, you know, because I have enough subscribers. I have about 1,600 and about 20 subscribers on that channel. And this morning, I needed 22 more hours. But, you know, I can see their point that they're not going to update that live all the time. It's just going to update once a day. And so then you got to go back in and you got to monetize every one of your videos, which is totally okay. But that is my link for the join button if you are on one of the phones, and because some phones you cannot see that. On a regular video on the computer, it will be underneath the video and it'll say join. Tony, do you have a live stream in 50 minutes tonight? Let us know so that people can hop on over there. So, what have I been doing today? Oh, look at Han Solo is here. You should switch this over to the other channel for hours. That's true. But I'm hoping that this weekend it goes past there. On my Fuse Glass Artwork, I did do a live stream last week on Friday, but I don't usually do too many live streams because most of the time I'm working on glass in the video. This week I've made all kinds of Christmas ornaments because we're doing Christmas in July. And so that is so fun for me. Oh, and Tony says, yes, he has a live stream. So in 53 minutes, Tony will be live. So if you are up still, you should pop on over. Hedgehog Homestead, I need 90 subscribers and then I have to watch time. And then I have to watch time. So you must be at 910 subscribers because you need 90 subscribers. It's very exciting. I finally got my hands on a bit of rhubarb, which is unheard of in Houston, and froze it because I could not decide what to make with it. And I just have rhubarb coming out of my ears. My friend that lives in Texas, she found some in a store and she showed me a picture. She paid almost $6 a pound. That is crazy. My one friend down at the post office, I was in mailing something and and she says, you got any rhubarb at your house? And I said, you know, I have rhubarb at my house. So I brought some in and I just picked some and I just put it in a grocery bag, right? You know, I wasn't really paying attention. I just cut it, you know. And then I saw her the other day and she goes, do you know I got 3 gallons of rhubarb? And she cut it up. So she was very happy and she made rhubarb crisp and brought it into all the people at the post office. And so they were telling me how good the rhubarb was. So that made me happy. And I am missing some of the things that you guys are saying. Oh, Tony's asking about barbecuing because he has a thing coming up with barbecuing. And so that is awesome. And Doug says, my head will be in the pillow in 50 minutes. Yeah, it's because you are on a way different time zone. So it's 4th of July this weekend. I love the 4th of July because I love the idea of celebrating the freedoms that we have. So in the chat, tell me, what is one of your favorite freedoms that you have? Now, I have a lot of favorite freedoms. It has to be uncomfortable to have rhubarb in your ears. It is. It's really funny. It just sticks right out in those great big leaves. Do a rhubarb raffle. Well, the thing is, I wouldn't mind sending rhubarb to people, but it would get soft. It wouldn't stay hard through the mail. I don't know how I would send it so that it would stay fresh, crunchy. So, Doug says it's his Bill of Rights. I love the Bill of Rights. First and Second Amendment, those are great rights. You know, I think that one of my favorite things in America is that we get to say what we want to say. Now, you don't have to agree with people. And you can't say things that are destructive and hurtful. I don't think that's what freedom of speech is about. But the idea that you can say your mind, your piece in a nice way, I think that is fabulous. And Vineyard Chicks say the freedom to worship. That is a great one. Surely it is not the freedoms of medical autonomy. So it has to be the Second Amendment. I like freedom of speech. That is fabulous. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those are great rights. You know, my son, one of our sons, he has traveled lots and lots of places across the world. And he's always shocked that Americans don't appreciate their freedom, because we should, you know. I look at the world right now and all the things that are happening, all the craziness that's happening, and that how country after country is oppressing their people, oppressing their women, oppressing their freedoms. And with the 4th of July this week, it is just fabulous to sit there and go, we live in the greatest country in the world. And I love that. Don't have freedom of speech on YouTube. I don't know. I haven't ever been censored with anything I said, Doug. But I'm sure that happens. I like that. You get to be what you want to be. You get to be, I want to be a homesteader. I want to have chickens. I want to garden. I want to garden in my front yard. Now, some people in America can't do that, but I can do that. And I like that. That's true. We don't need to put other people down to speak some things that are meaningful to us. See, and that is a gift. If you can do that, I think it's something that we haven't taught people. We haven't taught people to say, you can have your opinion, but you need to say it in a good way, not in an attacking way. And I think when you have those conversations and you're not attacking and they're not attacking you, the conversation is good. Doug says, I did on an interview with Grumpy Grandpa Patriot, and YouTube pulled the video completely. Interesting. Yeah, see, I haven't ever had that with YouTube. I have, you know, I have good things with YouTube. I love YouTube. I saw a channel that listed a bunch of British freedoms before the revolution that are illegal here. Oh, how interesting. Do you know what was said that caused that? Oh, they're asking Doug. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know if they have people that report those and then it makes it so that happens. And Steph is in. Steph, we're talking about what are the greatest freedoms in America, because it is the 4th of July weekend. And Doug says that he doesn't know what part of the conversation that made it so YouTube took it down. Yeah, see, I don't know, because there's a lot of people that say a lot of things on YouTube. You know, agree with them or don't agree with them. I always figure if you don't agree with some channel and you don't like what they're saying, don't watch it. You know? According to the guidelines, there are certain topics that are off limits. Well, probably I probably wouldn't have that conversation. I probably wouldn't be talking about those things. So I can see that. I live in an HOA. We cannot even have 3 4-legged pets or nothing with 2 legs and feathers, or even an English-style garden in the front yard, or they will put a lien on the house. Never buying an HOA. I have heard that people will plant gardens in their front yard. They're up in arms. But some of those HOAs are like that, and they'll tell you what color you can paint your house. And I just say, don't live there. Live someplace else. Why would you want the aggravation? Seriously. That's why a lot of homesteaders want to be homesteaders, because they don't want all those regulations that city like HOAs have. And so it's always interesting, but I just say, move. Why would you want to live there? That's what I tell people when they complain about America. There is a lot of countries. Just move out. And in fact, I can't remember if it was Doug or my brother Jerry that posted just lately. There's 191 countries. If you don't like it, move someplace else. That is funny. Me, Mike P, how are ya? I hope you're having a good night. And we're just having fun. We're talking about freedoms because it's 4th of July weekend. Who's doing fireworks? Because, we rarely buy fireworks. But here and in Arizona, they light them off on the 4th of July, and they light them off on New Year's Eve. Because here it's all snowy. And so it's great fun to hear the fireworks when there's snow on the ground and it's New Year's Eve. Doug says no fireworks for them. And it's, but almost every city has a fireworks display. So that's always kind of fun. Like back in South Dakota, they have them in Rapid City, where I grew up. And then at Mount Rushmore, depending on the the level of fire danger, if it's too dry, they don't have them. But otherwise, they shoot them off right out off of Mount Rushmore, which is really cool. So it's interesting, and Mean Bike P says that they're illegal in Massachusetts. We have fireworks stands all over the place, even though you're not supposed to light them off in the city. But they sell them. It's okay to sell them. You're just not supposed to light them. So before we moved to our homestead, we could not have grass that was taller than 8 inches. Why is that even a thing? I don't know. I know that a gal that lives right on the edge of town, she called me a couple summers ago because the city told her she had to cut the back part of their grass. They live on about an acre. And this back part, all they did was they had wildflowers and the birds would come in there. And I guess a new neighbor had complained. But they finally got the city to recognize them as like a sanctuary on that part of their property so that they didn't have to cut it, because it had milkweed for the butterflies and had all these wildflowers and the grasses were tall. But there was really this huge habitat in their yard. And so that was kind of cool. And so, sometimes you have to work with your city to get things fixed. After the hurricane ripped off our roof, we had to get permission from the HOA to get not black roof shingles because there were none to be found once the insurance got done with the roofing goofing about. Yeah, when things like that happen, then everything is in short supply. And so then it's tough. But, do you still live in the HOA or do you not live in there anymore? And Steph is saying hi to Doug. So it's fun, but I like watching fireworks. One time when I was little, we were lighting fireworks on the street by my parents' house. And, they'd light the firecrackers and throw them. Well, one of them never went off. And I don't know if I had lit it and threw it or we we were going to go pick it up so that we could light it again, because sometimes the fuses would go out. Well, I went and picked it up and it exploded in my fingers and I got this blood blister. It was really big. It just was a slow fuse, so that was not good. Yes, we get notices all the time about not mowing or edging. See, I don't like when people get into my business like that. I just don't. And Doug says it is hot at their house. Fireworks are scary. Sometimes dogs really hate fireworks. Our dogs don't seem to care one way or the other. I find myself wanting to gripe about a silly rule. I think of other places where people can't even speak out. Then I find I am grateful and I settle down. So true. I think sometimes Americans are, we're easily riled up. The city dwellers go to the country to get away from it and wreck the country in the process. Sometimes that does happen, I think sometimes it does. Yes, I wanted to sell, but with this housing bubble growing, there are no places we can afford without an HOA. Yeah, because it's really a seller's market, but it's not a buyer's market, And so sometimes by the time you make that extra money and then you buy a house, your payment's like it was before. And then you had to do all that work to move. It's not fun. Our chickens don't lay well the next day after fireworks. I will see what happens to our chickens, Doug. They have really settled in, and we get 4 or 5 eggs every day now. And I am just loving having chickens. And it just worked out so good because we're basically renting chickens until we go back to Arizona, though it doesn't cost us anything the feed and stuff like that. So it's it's the best of two worlds, I tell you. We have a really loud frog making noises outside the back door. How fun is that, Doug? I have 2 tricks for dogs and fireworks. One, really loud TV. Drive out of town so the fireworks can be seen, but not that loud. Those are great ideas, because some dogs are very stressed when it's thundering, it's fireworks, and, it is crazy stuff. And the vineyard chicks are going to watch their chickens too to see. That's probably true. It's a lot of noise. In fact, I would be surprised if we don't hear fireworks all weekend long before Monday, because sometimes it starts about a week before, but it hasn't been bad so far. So I think it does stress the animals. Doug, I am so excited about getting so many eggs. In fact, I told Joe, we got a whole carton of eggs. We'll get eggs in the morning for breakfast, and I can bake this weekend. Now, one of the things I decided, I love frog singing too. They lay scrambled eggs. Doug. One of the things I decided to do, because I've been doing a lot of videos lately. I just have so many ideas that I want to get done before I go back to Arizona, where I'll have other ideas. Oh, stop it, Doug. Over 20 dozen on the counter. That's because you have way more chickens than I do. That is awesome, though. So I fix Joe breakfast in the morning. We get ready. I fix Joe breakfast, put the laundry in, and then I've been doing videos. And sometimes the videos take way longer, and then by the time you're doing, the editing, the uploading, 3/4 of your day is done. And then it's like, So I decided that I'm going to do all my videos at night. I'm going to get up, get ready, fix Joe his breakfast, and do my stuff in my yard and stuff first, because I feel like I'm just getting more and more behind in my yard. And so, I mean, not that I won't film on certain parts of that, but I'm not going to do any of the videoing, the editing, or anything until later. Like start at 4 o'clock when it gets the hottest part of the day. And then I can just get my stuff done, not be stressed, and then work on that. And even if I don't upload it that night, I can just schedule it to upload in the morning. But you'll have to know that I'm not doing that video right then. I am actually doing it the day before or that night. I just think it might work better, because sometimes you just feel overwhelmed with everything. Doug says I have a lot of videos to edit. I do too. I have all these little parts of different videos that you got to put together. The fireworks, they started tonight here. After years here, my dogs are finally less stressed by fireworks, but the above tricks help them. I could see that, because if your TV is loud, they're not going to notice that, all that banging and crashing and whistling of the fireworks. And Lynn is in here. Hey, Lynn, how are ya? And congratulations again on your new house. So exciting. It's hard to take time to do it when you have so much real work to do. I know it. The balance is always difficult, But that's what I've decided, because I can film at night at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I can edit. And like Joe's gone 2 nights a week doing his jujitsu, and I just think it might just work out better. And then I can get all my stuff done. I won't be stressed, because you got to water, you got to do all this different stuff, and it's like And 12 Stone Ranch is here. Hello. How are ya? And everybody's saying hi. I just always love that. What other things am I doing? Oh, Joe put a new light. We had a light on the chicken coop. And it worked fine. It's a solar, it's a motion. But I couldn't really see the sides or the back. And so Joe, there's a 4x4 post that has a whole bunch of bird houses on it inside the coop. And so we hooked it onto that. And birds don't actually, they're decorative birdhouses. Birds don't live in there. Okay. So he moved it from the chicken coop over onto that. But it's still not bright enough. So today he got the exact same light and hooked it on the fence behind. So tonight when I go out, because one of the chickens likes to stay out later than the rest of them. All the other ones will settle in, and then I'll find this one just wandering around. If you guys watched my video I was just showing how you can hang a cabbage up for your chickens. And I use a screwdriver and I pound it through, and then I take zip ties and send it through and just hook it to a string, and it hooks on this little plant hanger on the side of the coop. And then they eat that. Anyway, I showed how to do that, right? 15-second video. It's like 8.5 thousand people have watched it. 15-second video on that. And I thought, oh my gosh. And there's another video that shows them eating it. That doesn't have as many. But I guess people wanted to see how you do it. And today I pounded a metal rod into the ground, and then I pounded 4 apples on there. And tonight there was 1.5 apples left. They like it. So I thought, I'm just going to keep pounding apples every day because that's good for them too. And Carol says, I can hear fireworks now. It is just, it's dark now. It's dark enough to shoot fireworks off right now. And so I want to get the kids a xylophone to hang up for the chickens to play with. I have seen them train chickens to play the xylophone. And so That would be so fun, Doug. I suppose they stick like peanut butter or some kind of food on those little xylophone keys, and then they peck, and then they learn that that makes a noise, and it's interesting. But everybody, I am going to let you go because it is at 30 minutes. Now, remember, Monday night, I do not have a live because Joe and I are going to go watch 4th of July. And I'm in the parade on 4th of July. The Master Gardeners have a float. It has all these humongous flowers made out of noodles, that you go swimming with, those colorful noodles. So there's all these flowers made out of those noodles. And I am wearing a bee suit. And it has an electric fan in it, so it puffs out, so it looks like a giant bumblebee. And that's my role in the parade. I'm walking next to the float. It'll be so much fun. Shelly says she loves your laugh, Sandi. Tell Shelly I love her. Okay, I'm off. I've been pulling weeds tonight. We were supposed to get rain. We didn't get rain, but I'm planting tomorrow in that area where I pulled weeds. And I'm going to let you go because we are past the half hour. Everyone have a great night. Have a wonderful 4th of July. When it's the 4th of July, remember all those freedoms that you love and why we love America. So everybody have a great time, and I will see you next time. Next Friday, Late Night with Nana, I actually have my first live guest on Late Night with Nana, and it is Cecily, and she has a seed in good soil. She's a very young channel. She only has just under 70 subscribers. She's a master gardener. She just went through the master gardener program, and I like how she pulls the master gardening into her faith. And so we're going to talk about that, and we are going to have a great time. But everybody have a fabulous night and a great 4th of July.